Alright everybody, thanks for joining me again on the Facebook Ads Training Series by me, Jordan Steen, Serial Entrepreneur. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't checked out Serial Entrepreneur Academy, a lot of this information we go over on our website, we go over, in our blog actually, we write articles all the time about digital marketing tips, stuff to run your agency, everything like that. So if you haven't checked that out, serialentrepreneur.academy/blog, and you can get more information like this. But we're just going to continue right on to this training series. And again, in the last video, we talked about interest group building. All right, so once you build your interest groups and you have your audiences set up, that's, again, the first stage. Really, the first stage is planning the content, what type of messaging and creative. So anytime you hear copy or creative, copy means the text, creative means the images or video. So you want to figure out what you want your copy and your creative to be for those ads. Before you ever start building your audiences, I always do a planning phase for the actual ads themselves. Because again, you can have your audiences, but if you don't know what type of messaging you're going to send, it doesn't really matter. So first step is creating your messaging and everything like that. After that, you build your interest groups, and then next phase is going to be to start creating your ads. All right. So really quickly though, we're going to go through this document before we actually create that ad. So just some rules to remember. Always have the end goal in mind, whether that's an email capture, you're trying to get a sale, you're trying to get engagement with a post, get people to claim an offer, etc. Whatever the goal is, that's what you want to keep in mind, because again, for this first step, we're going to be choosing the goal of the ad. All right, so that's the first part you want to keep in mind when you're actually building the ad. There should always be some form of call to action, whether that's, even on an engagement post, if you're not trying to sell anything, but there needs to be a call to action. You have to tell people what to do. They don't do it otherwise, or they're less likely to do it otherwise. So, share, like, click, buy, whatever it may be, but give them some sort of call to action to get them to the actual end goal that you have in mind. Images should have minimal text, and, this is most of the time the case. In the ad I'm showing you today, you might see a little more text than usual because we were promoting a specific type of sale, like it was our Columbus Day sale. So we wanted to promote that specifically, and we had some special offers that just needed to have a little more text, and they were eye-popping though, so you'll see what I mean when we show the ad. But most of the times you want to have ads that are more visually appealing, so text doesn't always do that, or really usually doesn't ever do that. Quality of images and video is super important. So if you're using a photo, it needs to be high resolution. Video is the exact same. So if you're not shooting in 1080p, if you're using an older phone model or an older camera model, you might want to look at either outsourcing that activity to someone else, looking at stock photo and video, or doing something to get high quality imaging. That is super important in getting conversion. And then personalized messaging always does the best. That's why we do the interest group testing, to figure out specific interest groups and their, what specifically they like, so that way we can mention that in our actual messaging. Planning the ad. So when you're planning your ad or post, it's really the most important part of any campaign, and usually the most forgotten step in creating ads. People usually just jump straight into Facebook ads and don't actually plan out the campaign itself. So that's why, again, that's super important. You should think about the steps the potential customer or viewer will take to reach your end result, whether that's a purchase, email sign up, engagement, whatever. So here's kind of an idea of what my typical scenario looks like. They view an ad, they click over to a funnel or to the website, usually a funnel. Once they enter the funnel, that's usually, to give them some sort of value offer, so we can capture their contact information. Then they're going to hopefully click over to the website after they do all that, because they'll be super interested in us, and they're already looking at our business. And then the final stage of that is our email follow-up series that they begin once they enter their contact info. So that's kind of how our ad works. So you want to plan this out, from start to finish, but, when viewing the ads itself, it's usually a post or a Facebook ad. So you want to make sure that this is going to be able to align properly with all of the rest of these goals down here, to get them through that sale. Because again, a lot of the times it's not just showing someone an ad and then them just instantly converting, unless you're doing something like drop shipping. That can get impulse sales, but even then you still have to retarget and remarket. So you just want to make sure you have the actual planning phase done. And another important part is, so you're running the interest group ads. These are interest group ads, so they're more broad. And then when you build out your interest groups and you figure out which demographics and which interests are working the best, you're able to customize your message even more when you scale your ads. So you should redo your ad creative and your copy when you begin to scale an ad to get more specific to your audience. So that's why this is important to plan this out, because you'll have your first stage ads and then your second stage ads. Once you show them the first time, that's where you're getting them cold. Then the second stage is going to be warming them up, getting them to like you even more. So you're being more specific in your messaging. You will want to keep in mind the content you have planned out for the funnel, and the email series, like I mentioned, or whatever will follow your ad. The ad should directly relate to these steps. It usually works best to reverse engineer an ad campaign from the finishing point to the beginning of the ad campaign. It shows you exactly where you want them to end up, and then I like to reverse engineer it. Some people like to build it out from start to finish. I like to reverse engineer things. For retargeting ads, you will want to consider what ads or content the viewers might have seen before. It is usually best to send them a similar ad to the first ad that caught their attention, because it's all about repetition, and you want things to look the same because you want to build that image in their head. When they see it every time, they automatically know Serial Entrepreneur. Or not Serial Entrepreneur, but whatever the brand is that you're actually targeting. So for retargeting ads, you will want to consider what ads or content the viewers might have seen before. That's why it's important. That's why you want to make sure that you're planning these out again. This is the most important phase of creating ads and creating successful ads, is the planning. Next is the ad copy. So there are several sections where ad copy needs to be considered. So there's the post text. This is the first section of text on a Facebook post. I usually start this section by asking a loaded question or making a bold statement to capture attention. It used to be standard to keep the text to less than 150 characters, but it completely depends on the types of products or services being sold in the related industry. So do some research on what your competitors are actually doing in your industry to see what is going to work best. So like for me, I look at guys like Tai Lopez. I look at, a lot of these guys who are selling online courses, and I look at, their content specifically, how they're building it out, how they're building out their ads, because they have a proven model. You don't always have to reinvent the wheel. You'll want to do campaigns that are original and your own, but a lot of the time you can just look at what's currently working and rebuild it to, match your business and be your own. Using emojis is important. So really cool thing, if you use Google Chrome, you can just get one of these plugins, and there's like emoji for Chrome, but you literally just click that, it opens up. So I'll show you. It opens up all your emojis, you click which one you want, you copy it, boom, and then you just paste it into the article. Super easy to use. Always have some sort of call to action, and when appropriate, provide a link in this section to the product or service advertised. And we'll show you that in the example that I run through. Your link headline. This is usually where you will place your offer, make it short and to the point, and then, for example, sign up for our free consultation. So we'll show you what I did and how I build my ad in a minute. Your link description. This is where you will want to place some text on scarcity or time sensitivity. Also briefly recap the offer being made. Let them know it's a limited time offer. That's a version of scarcity or time sensitivity. And then your display URL, this, it has to be the website that you're actually directing them to, but, you can customize it to make it look good. So just pay attention to that. Not a huge part, but something you want to keep in mind. Ad creative. All right. Again, this is either the image or video used. They need to be the highest quality possible. It is okay to use text on images or in a video, but keep it to as, little as possible. Make sure that any text used includes a call to action or a main talking point about the ad campaign that you're about to run, and then use websites like canva.com to ensure that you have the right photo size and to create awesome images. I really like Canva. I'm not making any money off promoting them. I just really like their platform for creating Facebook ad images. You can upload all of your logo files, any other photos there, and just, put them together to make them into really nice, visually appealing ads. I also recommend Filmora for editing video. And again, I'm not making any money off this. This is just a software I personally use to edit video. It allows you to edit resolution sizes, add lower thirds, intros, outros, music, all of the stuff that you want to see in a video. So if you're not familiar with the service and you're not, necessarily somebody who is a videographer or somebody who edits video on a regular basis, it's a really easy platform to use for beginners. So when you're creating ads, you'll want to test different versions of copy and creative to see what will perform the best. Within each ad created, you are able to duplicate the campaign objectives, ad sets, or the ad itself. So at the ad level, you'll want to test different images, video, headlines, etc. Call to actions. That's where you're really going to do most of your testing. At the audience level, you'll do some scaling and some breaking down as well. That's going back to the interest groups and all of that we just talked about. Taking those groups and scaling them, putting them together, and piecing them together to make for the best audience possible. But the next part that you're going to want to scale and basically just A/B test is your ad level. And again, it's just changing out images, videos, headlines, call to actions, any of the text used in the ad to make sure that you're getting the best results possible. So now that we have that done, we're actually going to build out a quick little ad here. So I'm going to quickly run you guys through the best types of ads to run, and then quickly how they work. So conversions, this is using your Facebook pixel. This is the most used type of ad because it builds. You take your retargeting audiences or your audiences that you already know have interest, and they're going to get you the best bang for your buck every single time because they have an interest in your product. So you're taking ads and just retargeting to them and getting what's called frequency. So you're showing the ads several times to them instead of just once and then never showing up again. And you're showing different types of ads to them on a regular basis to increase the amount of times they get in front of your business and to make them like you more, and then eventually to convert them into a sale. And again, that uses your Facebook pixel. So it's using people who already have been to your website. That they visited your website already. If you have that installed, you're good. The next one is going to be engagement, and this is for building post engagements, page likes, all of that, events. If you're running an event on your page, or you're not on your page, but if you're running an event and you want to promote it on your Facebook page, you can do that. So you can see down here, it actually shows the different type of engagements you can promote. Lead generation is good for service-based industries or professional industries when you're trying to collect emails. This is a great way to run a campaign to collect email addresses. These aren't really used too much unless you're just doing straight branding. You get very cheap impressions and cost per thousands, but you're going to get very low conversion because it's just sending it to almost anybody out there. You can narrow your target audiences, but Facebook's still going to send it out to as many people as possible, whether they're known for converting or not. And it's kind of the same here with reach. So the top two ads you're really going to use are conversions and engagement. You might use traffic sometimes. And again, if you don't really know what one of these does, you can click on it and go to the bottom. It'll kind of give you send more people to a destination on or off Facebook, such as a website, app, or a messenger conversation. But you don't want to use traffic to send people to your website usually. You usually want to set up a type of conversion ad to do that, or maybe a video view. This is another highly used type of ad since video is so popular in building engagement. But that's what I usually use engagement for. If I'm trying to build traffic to my website, engagement can work very well if you're starting to build viral ads for like e-commerce businesses. But for locally and stuff like that, you will want to do some video views, lead generation, and then conversion type ads. But for this ad that we're going to show you here, we're going to do a conversion ad. I have basically, it's going to be my Columbus Day promo. I'm going to show you kind of a little bit of what I did because I already know who my audiences are. So I'm going to show you how I got them to convert. I was retargeting them with ads. So this is going to be a retargeting campaign. So we're going to do Columbus Day promo, retargeting, website, because we're not going to do my funnel. Retargeting website, actually we will do website and funnel. Website and funnel. And then I think that'll be good for there. So we'll click continue. And we're going to go into the ad itself. Now this is where we're going to set up all of our, basically our audience settings. So we're going to start up here at the very top. We won't name it yet. We'll name it when we get done. So just keep that in mind. Always want to name it and do something very specific to what your audience is. So we're not trying to get subscribes. We're trying to get people to purchase the course, right? So we're going to go to my pixels, and you can see these are all my pixel accounts, and this is going to optimize for this objective. It's going to optimize this campaign for this objective. So we're going to use the Digital Marketing School Purchase Pixel. I don't know why it's saying that we haven't had it optimized. I was just looking at it. It's fine. I don't know why that's not showing up green. Anyways, but you set it for purchase. That's what it's going to optimize for here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come down. We're not doing an offer on Facebook, but we're going to create our audience. Now, I am using a custom audience because I know who I'm trying to get. And I know that this is going to be a retargeting campaign to people that have viewed my website before. A quick note, though, is that I'm going to use people who haven't purchased. So we're going to look at our custom audiences, and we're going to see where our website traffic, all visitors not purchased in the last 4 days. Yes, we're going to target them. All visitors not purchased in the last, all site and funnel visitors in the last 12 days, no purchase. Good stuff. All website traffic. We're going to target, a decently good good sized audience. Let me see. DMS sales page visitors. So those are people who have visited my sales page and not purchased. All DMS site funnel traffic. DMS funnels, all traffic. So we're going to do funnels. Yes. All right. So this will be good for us. We're going to start with this audience right here. All right. It says fewer than 1,000 people. I know it's at least a few hundred, if not, about 1,000. It's close to 1,000 people, because I know this DMS funnels traffic. Oh, here's why. We need to take off that because mine sells online. So yeah, potential reach about 1,300 people across the world. And again, all you would want to keep in mind is if you're doing a specific location, if you're doing like a local business, put that specific location and their business radius within here. If they have different locations, then you'll want to, obviously add in those different locations. And the cool thing is, so let's say we want to do Atlanta. We'll do Atlanta, and you can change the radius right here. So you can see, you can change how big or how small the advertising radius will be. So it goes based off of people. And you don't want to do everyone in this location. Do people who live in this location. That's what you want to do if you're doing it for a local area. People who, everyone in this location, unless it's like a restaurant or an event or something like that, and you're trying to get tourists, you don't want to do everyone. You just want to do people who live there. So for this catering company, they do most of their stuff from people who live there. So that's why I would, I mentioned in the last example, sorry, let me clarify. I mentioned in the last video about that catering company, we would do people who live in this location because, we don't want to target, people traveling here. But for mine, we can do everyone in this location because it's purchasing something online. Doesn't matter where they are. But again, I'm not going to segment this list. So those are some important parts right there. And again, if you know your audience, leave it open. Or close it up or leave it open, depending on how you want to do it. I know that my audience is mostly men, so we'll see how that changes. It's fewer than 1,000 people, so I have a decent amount of women in this list as well. So I'm going to leave this open to all, because I am actually trying very, very hard to get more women involved in this industry, because I feel like they're not as common as men are. So anyways, I'm going to leave this open. Languages, you can do that if you feel like it's necessary. I don't really feel like it's necessary for me. And then detailed targeting, we don't really have to mess with because we're doing it based off of these custom audiences. Now, say you had an audience and you're doing it for an e-commerce store where the audience was still about 20 million people and you wanted to get it more specific, you could always come in here and do more interest to narrow that audience more specifically. And that will help with your ad creative and copy as well, because you're able to get more specific in your writing and in your images or video used. And we're also going to take off expand this interest. This is something you'll see, like if you're creating a, just like a interest group ad and you're using these targeting, like detailed targeting and stuff, you'll see it sometimes it'll still say like 213 million people in this audience. And you're like, there's no way 213 million people in Atlanta like this. So you'll want to click this off where it says expand interest when it may increase conversions. I pretty much turn this off every ad. And this is why I build this, sometimes I'll actually build ads in this, or actually not sometimes, pretty much every time I build my ads in Ads Manager. Like I'll go into create an ad and just go straight to that audience section. And the reason why is because you can actually just save your audiences right here. It's cool stuff. Also, you can, get even more specific, so you can narrow that list down by people who like your page or friends of people who like your page, exclude people who like your page. You can do it based off people who responded to an event or people who use your app. And then advanced combinations, obviously you can mix that kind of stuff up. So let me turn this off. Cool. All right, now placements. I never leave it with automatic placements because they're just going to place your ad everywhere, and that's not going to get the best bang for your buck. So I take off audience network unless I'm doing branding campaigns and just trying to create top of mind awareness. I turn off messenger ads unless I'm doing maybe an e-commerce store or something like that where we can sell in Facebook. I usually turn off Instagram unless I'm doing a retargeting campaign, which I might leave feeds on. In this case, I am. So I will leave the feed for Instagram on. And then for Facebook, we're going to remove instant articles and right column, again, unless you're doing a branding campaign. I literally just leave feeds on. Those are the ones that are effective. All right, so all of this is set. You can do here's some more advanced options. So you can do mobile devices and operating system. This works after your interest group testing. If you sell products online and you see that more people are coming from, iPhone devices, create a separate targeting group that targets people, in one of your more narrowed audiences and add in iPhones, only uses iPhones. So that's something you'll want to look at. Now, budget and schedule, this depends on, again, where you're at in your ad campaign, whether you're interest grouping or if you're scaling. If you're interest grouping, $5. If you're scaling, that's completely up to you. How much you spend, what your budget is, all of that. You can do daily budget, lifetime budget. I usually just do daily budget. And I set a start and end date, so that way my ads are never just continuously running. If it's for a promotion, at least that's what I do. If it's a branding campaign and I plan on leaving it open for a long time, I'll leave it open, but most of the time I'm setting a start and end date. All right, so we'll do we'll say daily budget of $5. Come in here, go back a month, because they always do a month for some reason. Facebook's trying to make their money off you. So I think today is the 9th. No, it's the 10th. So we'll do from the 10th to we'll say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about there. Nope, that's still 2 days. So we'll do 3 here. Boom. $15 spend. We're going to optimize, obviously, for conversions. You don't want to do link clicks, impressions, or daily unique reach. We're going for conversions. We're trying to get people to buy. So that optimizes, again, your ad for delivery, making sure that you're getting the right optimization of your ad. And they're sending it to people that really matter. Let me see here, 7 days click or 1 day view. This basically, again, is just, after clicking or viewing an ad, what happens. So select the amount of time it typically takes for someone to complete a valuable action after clicking or viewing your ad. So again, just, if it takes 7 days usually for someone to click on your ad and then make a purchase, that's what you're trying to optimize this ad for. And this is part of the conversion window. It tracks for data. Your bid amount, you're going to leave it to automatic unless you know more in-depth information about your typical bids. So that will come later after scaling. Obviously not in the interest group testing phase. You'll want to leave it to automatic, but later on down the road, like midway through scaling ads, that's when you can start to use manual bid amounts, because you'll know what not to spend. All of this you can pretty much leave. And then we'll continue on to the next part, which is creating the actual post. So we're going to do, oh, wait, I forgot. We got to go name our ad. So all you're going to do here is you're going to look 18 to 65 all, so 18 plus, and I usually will do just all if it's male and female, because that's just how I notate things. And then we're going to do site and funnel visitors, and that's pretty much it for this. Site, funnel, visitors, last month, because that's basically who we covered in that little bit. So now we're going to click continue, and we're going to go to our ad. Okay, and all we're going to do here is we're going to select the account and the Instagram account. If you're using an Instagram account, you can use an existing post on your page. So if it's something you posted to your page and you just want to use that, boom, it's easy. Super easy and quick setup. You don't have to mess with a bunch. You just click that ad. It selects all of this for you. You come down choose whether you want to use this pixel or not, blah, blah, blah. All right, so then all you're going to do is, and I'll show you kind of how I do it. I'm going to build a custom ad, so I'm going to use single image, and we did a pre-sale for our Columbus Day promo. It's over now, but we're going to show you what it looks like for the pre-sale. So we're going to use a single image, so that means we have to upload an image. So we're going to go down here and upload our images. Now, this is the image that we're going to use, so I'm just going to download it really quick. C Promo 1. All right, so I'm going to come over to the ad, upload, and it's going to be in my downloads, C Promo. Boom. And cool thing is, Facebook's going to give you a little preview of what it looks like, so you can see desktop, what it looks like. Boom. Looks beautiful. You can crop it if you need to. I don't usually ever crop it because I size it properly the first time. But yeah, you can get a view of what it looks like on Instagram as well. And as long as it looks good on all platforms, then you're good to go. So, and again, just notice this picture again has a little more text than I would usually like to use, but just keep in mind that we already knew that this audience was going to be engaged with our ads and that we had something very specific we wanted to say, you know, up to $125 off. I probably could have put another image here. This is something my VA put together, so I would obviously go to him and talk to him about maybe, you know, when we scale this ad, or if we chose to scale this ad to, you know, try more images or a quick video of something as opposed to putting, you know, all of this text on here. But we knew this would do well, and it actually did do fairly well, so we ran with it. Single image, let me see, photos picked, good. All right, now we're going to get into the details, and this is where I was talking about down here, where I was talking about the link description, the display URL, link, headline, post text, all of that. All right, so the URL, obviously, we're going to do serialentrepreneur.academy. All right, that's good. Actually, I want to view my desktop to view this because this is where it'll show you all of the screens for everything you're going to set up here. So our headline, and this is going to be your headline down here. I don't know why it starts right here as opposed to this since it's the top, but whatever. All right, so this is going to be our Columbus Day promo. So we'll say something like up to $125 off to enroll. Limited offers available. And you want to keep it short and sweet. Whoops. Available. There we go. All right, so you can see, and it's really quick to update. Boom. Up to $125 off to enroll. Limited offers available. You don't have to say the digital marketing school in this or the name of your business because, again, these people should already know who you are when they see it because they've seen your ads before. And we're keeping our ad copy very similar to something we've shown them before. All right, so now we're going to go to the text, and this is where you want to put in a quick little, you know, you want to put in a quick little portion about your business, or not about your business, but about the sale. This is where you can, you know, include more text, be more descriptive about it. So instead of having to sit here and recreate this, because I put time and thought into creating these. So I want to go to one of my first interest group ads, not interest group ads, but one of the first testing ads that we did for this campaign. All right, we're going to preview this. Desktop. Whoops. There we go. That's what I meant. Okay, so we're going to view it really quick. See more. All right, this is the text we're going to take right here. And we'll just go through why I picked this text. And actually, my VA came up with a lot of this. So the best ever Columbus Day sale is here. First student who enters Columbus 125 at checkout will get $125 off the digital marketing school at serialentrepreneur.academy. Let me click out of this. So, oh, that's why. That's the newsfeed link description. Whoops. I was like, why is it not showing up? There we go. Boom. So I added it up here in the text area. Awesome. So, and what I also like to do, you want to add in your emojis and stuff like that. This is an ad that I would be sending that's not going to be posted to my page. It has nothing to do with my page because I'm not doing a page post engagement. I'm not using use existing post. I'm creating a new ad. So this won't actually show up on my page. Let's clarify that really quickly. But you want to do something like this. So at the Digital Marketing School, we're going to take that down. The best ever Columbus Day sale is here. Put a space. First student who enters Columbus 125. At checkout, we'll get $125 off the course. And we'll actually just delete this. Boom. Put a space. Put a space. We're going to copy this. Actually, we're going to remove this. Should keep it as a link. Nope, it didn't. So we're going to add that back in. Alright, and then we're going to copy it, paste it, and then just add our call to action. Enroll quickly. Actually, all caps, sorry. Enroll quickly. Throw a little arrow. Actually, we're just going to copy this. Boom. And you can see right here, it actually shows it. Looks nice. We have our call to action. We have our website. Boom. Students 2 and 3, just continuing the message. And actually, I would probably put this up here. Whoops, too many spaces. And if I want my link to show, which I usually do, I'll test this, putting it up here, see if that moves the link back up. That's why this preview is here. Perfect. Now the link is above the see more. That's important. You want them to see that link before the see more. So we'll leave that there. Boom. And then everyone else, yeah, we'll leave it at the bottom. Everyone else gets $75 off when you use that promo code. Hurry. This is on on a first come, first served basis. So we have some time sensitivity or scarcity in here. Offer ends. Boom. Like, tag, share this with your friends and spread the word. And then that's all I would include there. And then maybe a couple hashtags at the bottom. Honestly, for this, we're going to take out because this is more of an organic feel. All right, so once that's set, then we're going to choose our call to action. Obviously, it's going to be sign up. Boom. So sign up. You can see at the very top too, they're giving us a like page option. This is almost included on every ad now, which is awesome because you want people to be able to, quickly like without having to always pay for it. So really cool feature there. And then the newsfeed description. This is where we're going to want to add our time sensitivity in. So we'll come back up here. We'll say, hurry, this is on a first come, first serve basis. We'll put that in there. Hurry, this is on a first come, first serve basis. Offer ends at blah, blah, blah. And then we'll say something more specific. So only hurry. And actually, we'll change this. Limited offers available. God, I keep doing that. Available. We'll actually take this. Boom. So we have not only is it limited offers available, but we also give them the day that the offers end. So I would actually say promo codes. Promo codes expire. Cool. Display link, again, this just needs to be the website, so serialentrepreneur.academy. All right, good. And then we're going to make sure that it's tracking for our tracking all conversions for our pixel. Again, we knew this would have a slightly lower reach because of the amount of text, but it's going to run anyways. We know it's going to run. actually went pretty well running this ad. So I'm not worried about that. It should still run the ad most of the times, unless it's just straight words, then it'll straight up, send you a message and say, hey, your image or your ad was not approved. And I don't want to run this because, again, we're done with this, but all you have to do is click confirm. Oh, crap, I clicked it anyways. All right, so I'm going to have to go shut that off. Oh, you guys, look what I did. All right, so we're going to turn this off. So let's go back to this. And then we're going to say bye-bye. All right, so now it's off. Cool. All right, so that's basically it for building the actual ad. Again, whoops. Again, you're looking for something that's going to be engaging. Oh, actually, I forgot one quick thing. So if you did come into it, where you go? We're going to look at one quick thing that you would want to do. So in the ad copy, I forgot one quick step. And that's going to be, and that's the best part. Make sure you catch these things, quickly, and review your ads when you finish. Make sure that everything is good. So I always submit it and then I'll review it one more time. I just like to see it on the page or something like that, which you can always do by clicking this option right here, and then Facebook desktop newsfeed view. You can also do it via mobile, so you can see what it looks like on your phone, send notification to phone. You just open up your Facebook app and it'll show you there. But what I want to do is add my emojis. I forgot to do that. And you guys should be using emojis. They work pretty well for catching eyeballs. So we're just going to throw a flame there. And we'll throw a flame there. Fire. Boom. Alright, we got that. And instead of these arrows, we might use something like, let's see, school or there we go. I like this cap. Graduation cap. Boom. And then arrow to the right. Copy. Paste. Paste, boom. So it just looks more appealing. It's visually more appealing to any customer who comes by. You've got cool little emojis, making it neater. And then again, make sure you revise it so that way everything is set. So this is all you would want to do to finish that up. So now we're done. All right, guys. So I hope that was good for you guys. I hope that, this all made sense for you. Building the ads is really not the hard part if you plan everything out and if you have everything in mind that you need to do to complete these ad campaigns and to get people to convert. Really, that's the ultimate goal. What do you need to do to get them to the end goal, which is either, giving the contact information, purchasing something, engaging with an ad or post, whatever your actual, goal is for that specific thing. So that's it, guys. That's creating the Facebook ad. Keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Do your research and your planning ahead of time, and you will get excellent results. So, guys, please stay tuned because in the next episode, we're actually going to be talking about retargeting ads and retargeting campaigns. And this is how you're really going to get the best bang for your buck. You're actually going to want to retarget audiences that you've already worked with. And that's where we'll talk about custom audiences and lookalike audiences a little more. This is going to increase your conversion and your ROI for your ad campaigns substantially. So make sure you're paying attention there. Just click on over to the next video to get started. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, just go, if you want to, scroll down to one of the bottom of these pages and you'll actually see our free Facebook group if you guys are looking to get more involved with conversation and talk to other people, ask questions. That's a really great tool for you to use. So you can just scroll down to the bottom of the page and click over to that group and request to join. But outside of that, guys, we're going to get to the next video. So I'll see you in the next one. Later.